Hello sewing friends, and welcome to Sequin Girly Creates. Welcome back if you are an existing subscriber or viewer, and hello if you are new. This is an episode of my Sunday sews, which is normally about what I've been sewing this week and so on. Oh, I'm going to sneeze. This is an episode, sorry I sneezed, this is an episode of my Sunday sews. Normally it's what I've been sewing for the week and my plans for the following week. This week's going to be a little bit different. I'm going to do a few updates. It's a notepad, it's a double notepad session, but I'm also going to start talking to you about my autumn-winter plans. I put out a poll on Instagram and my YouTube community page, and it was quite split between one long vlog about autumn winter plans or short ones. So what I've decided to do is start it in my Sunday sews today and then do another bit in the week so that you can have two halves. So if you want it in one go, I'm going to release them quite quickly together so you could watch them back to back. And if you want short ones, I will do the marks at the bottom of the screen so you can skip through to the bits that you want. So things that I want to just do first is thank you everybody for my feedback on my honest review of what did I sew for the summer versus what I wore. And the lovely Zelda said to me, what am I going to do with the clothes that I don't wear? So answer to that question, 3/4 things happen. 1, I might sell them. I use places like Vinted. 2, I will donate to charity, and I don't just donate what I don't sell. Sometimes I donate straight to charity because it's important they get good quality things to sell. 3, I might refashion them. And 4, it might be that I just need to put it back on and wear it a bit more to work out what it is that is stopping me wearing it. And it might be that then I might decide to give it away to someone who can enjoy it more than me if it just doesn't quite fit me. So thank you, that was a great question, Zelda, and I'll perhaps explore it a bit more. Over here, someone asked about the fish swimming in this tank. At the end of today's vlog, I will put a little video in. That is Bob. Bob has lived a lot longer than anyone thought he would. No shade please on the quality of his tank. He's on his own in there. He had 2 friends to start with, but he's well outlived them. But Bob is living his best life in the tank there. Thank you for all your interest in the virtual social. For those of you who want to do it, as soon as I've got the dates, etc., I will release a separate vlog and there'll be all the info and everything you need. And the reason I haven't released the dates yet is because I'm working with Jenny from the social, the virtual sewing room, and Christine from Gemini Stitches on a live Zoom about how to set up a social at the moment. So there's a lot going on, but it's close. It's really close, I promise you. I will do small channel shout outs at the end because I have forgotten to do that last week, so I'm going to do 2 today. And soon I'm going to do some vlogs about non-garment sewing because I do that too. So I thought I'll do some specific ones. So if you like sewing but you don't necessarily sew clothes, I'll share some of that with you too. I have been sewing this week, by the way, but they're all things that will come in my patina blouse full sort of hack talk about it thing. So I won't show them right now. I will share them with you as part of that separate vlog as well. Just to let you know what I'm wearing, I am wearing a vintage C&A. If you lived in the UK, you'll remember C&A. I believe it's still in Canada, but we don't have it in the UK anymore. It's from the 1980s, as you can tell by the pattern. It was white when I bought it from eBay, but it just didn't look right, so I dyed it yellow, and I think it works perfectly. I'll put a picture in of the full outfit. So let's get on to autumn/winter plans. Now, I've talked about this before. I don't do monthly plans because I want to be a conscious sewer and I don't want to sew things for sewing's sake. I'm not saying anyone else does, I just don't want to do that myself. And so I feel that my plans for 1 month, that's only 4 weekends at the most, that's too much of a race, particularly with having a social on one weekend and all these other things happening. So I'm doing a seasonal plan. So I did a summer plan, a summer update and a summer review. And this time, because of the way the UK is so weird, it's still like summer now, and it's like the 15th of September. But any day now, it will feel like autumn/winter. And for me, autumn and winter are quite a sort of movable feast. Sometimes the winter can get down to sort of minus degrees. Other times we're stuck in the 8 to 10 degrees Celsius. So I think an autumn winter plan is the best plan for me. I think that autumn on its own, I really do transitional clothes. I wear this, stick a cardigan on and so on. So to get the best out of my clothes, I don't just have an autumn wardrobe. So let's talk autumn winter plans. I'm going to do it in some sections, and this is where I'm going to split it. So I'm going to talk about trends and ideas. I'm going to talk about the truth about what I really wear, so what I should really sew, following on from what I talked about in the summer. I'm going to talk about fabric and patterns that I have and how to use them, and also look at clothes that I already have and do they need altering or do they inspire what I sew. So there's 4 parts. So today I'm going to start by talking about the trends and the ideas, because that's where I've done a lot of thinking, and without that thinking I can't then look at my fabric and look at my patterns to decide what to sew, and I can't decide what to sew till I've reviewed what I have got. So let's start with all the ideas swimming around and go from there. So trends/ideas and thoughts. Number 1, being cold. I work from home a lot now, and we are very frugal with our heating. I don't know what it's like for those of you elsewhere in the world, but energy prices have soared in the UK. So just having the heating on for long periods of time is not something that many people do anymore. So by wearing layers, I don't get cold. But it also goes further than that for me. I get out of bed in the morning. I'm quite an early riser. We don't really put our heating on before we get out of bed because I don't like the dry air. And we're snugly in the bed. And so I grab my dressing gown and I put my dressing gown on. And then I'm snuggly. But let me be honest with you. I'm snuggly in my comfy pyjamas and my dressing gown, and then I don't want to get out of them because I'm warm and snuggly. I have a big fluffy pink dressing gown. If you've seen any of my other vlogs, there is one where every now and again a pink arm with a fluffy thing appears. And so this is a bit of a problem that I realised from last winter, is I would get out of bed, put my pyjamas, put my dressing gown on, make myself a drink, sit down, open up my laptop. I like to work quite early, and then I'd look and it's 11 o'clock and I'd still be in my dressing gown and pyjamas and I'd be warm. And then I wouldn't want to get cold, getting dressed and feeling uninspired when I was feeling comfy and snuggly. But I didn't really like that I did that, but that's why I did it. So I need to make clothes that maybe I put straight on when I get up, or that I'm happy to swap from my pyjamas and my dressing gown to keep me warm and snuggly. That I know I say secret pyjamas a lot, but these need to be daytime pyjamas and snuggly things that I will put on. So why do I like wearing my pyjamas over other trousers? The waistband. The waistband has the most softest, gentlest elastic in them, and a lot of the elastic I use and put in trousers is not like that, or ready to wear trousers that I've got. So this winter I need to make some trousers like my pajama trousers that I wear during the daytime. And by the way, if you're worried, if I wear them all day, my pyjamas, I do have a good selection of pyjamas to swap and wash, so please don't worry. They're a jersey fabric, they're wide leg, you could probably get away with wearing them out, but they are my pyjamas. So I need to sew some trousers like that so that I will put them on. That also means I need to sew clothes for working at home that don't have a waistband or a tight waistband, because I won't wear them. The other thing is, in the winter, I like to wear trousers because then I don't need to put tights on, or I like to wear a dress with tights. What I don't want is layer upon layer around my waist. I don't know what it's like for the rest of you, but for me, I put a pair of tights on and that cuts me in half. Snag tights are the best, by the way, they're not so uncomfortable. Then you put another layer of a skirt over the top, and then you got your knickers on, so you could end up with 3 layers of like elastic cutting into a certain part in you, and however comfy each one is, that's 3 things. So I either need to sew dresses where I can wear tights, so there's only the one thing or 2 at the waistband, or trousers where the waistband is softer. So that's kind of what the reality of what I will wear / want to wear is. So then I thought, what did I wear last winter a lot apart from pajamas? So roll necks, long sleeves under something like this. Suddenly I can wear it for a lot longer, and also having a warm neck really helps keep me warm when I'm working at home. As I said, I love wearing a dress, but it's got to be a nice like this easy throw on dress. So I definitely need to make them with long sleeves. So I'm looking for long sleeve dresses in nice fabric like this lovely soft fabric here. So then maybe jumper dresses. So in this nice stretchy jersey here that's fallen down. And then I realised on the back of my office chair I've got a sort of, it's a knitted sort of gilet, sort of body warmer type thing. So that is a great extra layer. So to sew some of those would be great, so a bit of variety. And that's kind of where I got to. So that's the reality. I know some people just literally wear jeans and jumper all winter. I do not. And also, as I've spoken about, I want my winter and autumn wardrobe to be as joyful as all my others. And so that means bright colours, lovely soft fabrics, things that bring me joy, because even when I'm at home I like to feel that I'm wearing something that brings me joy. So I started having a look at the trends in the shops, and the lovely Bex that Sews has done this. So if you want some really specific trends, she's done like tops, trousers, dresses. She's had a really good deep look at the trends, so I'd really recommend looking at Bex if you want to see the trends. So what I did was a slightly different view in what would I buy if I was buying ready to wear. And there's a lot of shops where I go in and I don't feel inspired anymore. So I had to search quite deeply, and I had to remember, because I haven't shopped in mainstream shops for a really long time now, because I moved away even before I was sewing more to vintage, secondhand, charity shops. So I started having a good look, and also because it's a long time since I've shopped in a lot of these shops, I'm at a different stage in my life and they're not always right for me. So I thought about, where did I used to shop? So I used to shop in Zara, and I need to be honest, unless you can find something to shout me out, nothing captured me. Sometimes New Look had some great dresses and stuff, but it all felt quite samey. So I had to start thinking bigger and wider. I've always shopped at M&S. I don't buy M&S clothes really anymore. I used to a lot, and I thought, okay, let's give it a look. So I'm going to put up here like a scrolling of me looking at M&S. And actually there was some really nice pieces, and there was some great dresses with some really interesting details. There was some nice textures, and I will talk about it more at the end, what I really like. When I get into the depths of what I'm going to sew, I will talk about some of the Marks and Spencer's things in quite detail, because what I really wanted to look at was things like the collar, the sleeves, the pin tucks, all of those little things. So then I started looking, and I looked at Sugar Hill Brighton, because I like their fabrics, and so I'll put some pictures up as I'm talking of them. And I started, and then I'd forgotten about Monsoon. I used to buy from Monsoon, and I've got secondhand bits of Monsoon. So they had some really interesting pieces too. And then I just found on the whole of looking at different things and looking at people's outfits online that I liked. And what I noticed is that waistcoats are back this year. Now, I already wear waistcoats and own some, and I bought them from charity shops, and I sewed one as part of my Make 9 this year. And so that's quite an interesting one, particularly where you've got a waistcoat and trousers in the matching colour. That's something that's back in this year, sort of velvet and things like that. and I really like a waistcoat trend. You can wear it without anything underneath, like a party, or with things underneath, just to break up like a really brightly patterned blouse or something. So waistcoat's big yes from me. Might not suit you. And remember, the reason I sew, and probably the reason you sew, is to sew what works for you. So I don't want to just sew because it's this season's trend. I want to sew because I've been inspired and I know it will work for me. So I really want to avoid just following the trends and the fashions, and be inspired by it. So then I noticed that denim was quite big this year, and still lots of sort of winterized versions of the sort of buffet sheared summer dresses, that sort of thing. Velvet, quite a big thing. Again, still lots of like slip skirts with big chunky jumpers. And some, when looking at some really nice embroidery on things as well. So did find some inspiring things, but honestly it did take me some time, which in a way was reassuring, because that's why I sew for myself, so I have the clothes that I want. And actually I didn't miss shopping on the high street by doing this research. It did sort of kick some excitement in me, and thinking that actually doing a waistcoat and doing some embroidery on it would be quite nice. And it just got me sort of the juices flowing of ideas, and also to sort of revisit my wardrobe. And what I saw was that there were like winter co-ords. If any of you have seen the Marks and Spencer's advert with Sienna Miller, just putting all neon together, so not separate and that sort of thing. Coats every year, they're all, you know, there's a certain amount of types of coats, and it's just a rejigging of them, isn't it? You know, so that's where I'm at with that. So next steps, well, let's talk about next realistic steps. There's going to be jersey, there's going to be plaid, there's going to be flannel, there's going to be a lot of pulling out fabrics I already own before buying anything else. There's going to be a lot of looking at the patterns I've got and thinking, how can I hack that into what will work for this, rather than buying a new pattern as well. Oh, by the way, lots of jumpsuits again. I hope that's working for you. Do let me know if you want me to go into more detail on anything, or how I sort of did the research, or what inspires me, or also what has inspired you with your autumn winter sewing this year, or not. So now let's do the 2 small channel shout outs. Okay, let's start with So Lovely with Grace. Thank you, Grace, for using the hashtag small sewing channel, because that's brilliant that what Christine and I have been doing is now starting to get out there, and I spotted that she'd used that. So please do hop over to So Lovely with Grace. She's done some small channel shout outs too. So it's like that ripple effect I was talking about. She's got a good few videos out, and you can go and see her, watch her recommendations, and before you know it, you'll know 3 or 4 more small channels to watch. So that's my first recommendation for you. And then my second small channel shout out is Mandy from Make It Sew, spelled S-E-W. She has 2 videos out, and episode 1 she talks about one of my favourite patterns, the Seasons of East Summer in New York dress, and thank you to Mandy for a shout out in there. And she talks about how she found the pattern and her challenges, and she shares some great free patterns as well. So do please hop over and see Mandy, because she's just getting started, and it'd be really great to give her a boost like people did for me when I got started as well. So there's my 2 small channel shout outs to make up the fact that I forgot last week. I think I'm checking my notepad. I hate it when I do that because I lose my thread. I think that's it for this part of the summer winter sewing. The next one, there'll be the rail. The rail will be out and I will have been in the loft. So get ready and look out for it. I will release it as soon as I can after this one. So if you want that long watch, you can watch them back to back. So I will title this one part 1 and the other one part 2 for you as well. The rail will be out. There'll be fabrics. There'll be clothes that I've already worn in previous autumn winters. There'll be patterns. There'll be lots of discussion around being real about what to sew versus just what I want to, because it just doesn't work, does it? And then we have sad clothes who don't get to live their destiny and be worn. One last thing. Antonia left the most amazing comment in my honest review of my summer sewing and what I wore. If you haven't read it, I highly recommend having a really good read of her comment. It's long and she sort of says at the beginning, I hope you're ready for this. But don't be put off by that because it is a really worthwhile read. So thank you, Antonio. It is an amazing set of suggestions and thoughts. I'm actually going to do a whole separate vlog I'm going to print out what she said and I'm going to look at it and really go through it because I'm just going to blow her a kiss. It was amazing. The time and thought that you put into what you said and how thought-provoking it was, and just, it's what I keep saying to you all, which is the comments you leave get me so excited and I love them. And I'm sorry if I miss yours. It's not intentional. I try to really respond as quickly as I can as well. But the comments have got me thinking and give me ideas, and you inspire me, and I really hope I'm giving back what I get from you as well, because that was one of the best comments. I've had a lot of great comments. I love them all, but the detail that she went into was phenomenal and really insightful and really helpful. So I'm going to reach out to her because maybe she and I could have a chat together or something. I'd love that actually. Do reach out to me if you can, please, because I would love to sit and have you like on a live or something where we could talk about it a bit more, because that would be so fantastic. While I'm on it, thank you to people who have been able to support me on my Ko-fi account. I don't mention it a lot because I just love having you here, but if you felt that you could support me, even a couple of pounds towards getting my light for the winter months when I'm filming, my Ko-fi account is in the details below. And if you want a little something in return, there is about 4 or 5 PDF items I've made, like a sewing planner and things that are on there that you can buy in exchange for like a little donation to have as a little sequin girly something for you. So have a great weekend. I'm going to make the most of the sunshine before it goes, which it's going to. It will be back. It's always back. And I'll be back soon with part 2 of the autumn winter sewing plans.